Hello friends, welcome to Sign Expert YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see, is it better to pay off a mortgage or invest? So guys, it's a complete video about paying off a mortgage, or you should invest. So let's start now. The most important question of all is is it better to pay off a mortgage or invest? The answer is always a bit of both, and that's the beauty of the financial world, where everyone has an incentive to profit from a decision. Which you should always do is what matters. But in this case, there isn't a clear cut answer. It depends on your personal situation. Let me start with my personal situation, because I know it's not all that different for many people out there. I have long since paid off my mortgage, so I qualify to write about this subject. And in fact, I'm writing this post because I want the world to know that paying off your mortgage is the best possible investment you can make in your retirement. But bear in mind that this won't necessarily be true for everyone out there. Some folks will be able to cover their mortgage without any further debt whatsoever, while others will need to save more than they currently do, so just to cover their bills until they get an affordable salary after retirement. Some folks might need as little as 5 years before they can finally afford to retire, and some folks might need 30 years before they can retire on their current salary. But not all of them. There are other factors too, such as geography, service coverage options, that is, union versus non union, inflation rates and wages, or lack thereof, taxes, and the like. But regardless of how long it takes you or anyone else out there, in reality, paying off your mortgage or investing at least some proportion of what you have saved plus additional fees should be one of the top priorities for not only every person who wants to retire early, but also for every person who doesn't want to live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because it save you money in the process. What does this mean? Well, read on and we will see why. Let's see the pros and cons of investing versus paying off your mortgage. Is it better to pay off for your mortgage or invest in a good return? The debate about the optimal way to do either an investment or a mortgage has been raging for decades. In this post, we look at the pros and cons of each. The debate came to public attention in 2013 when Zach Coplin published This Is Your Money, a book that examined the merits of paying off your mortgage versus investing in good return. The book was controversial because it argued that investing makes more sense than paying off your house. As it turns out, Coplin had a reader in the mind, his accountant. It turns out that one of Zach's accountants was wondering if it was better to pay off your mortgage or invest in a good return. Choosing the best option for you. I think it is better to pay off mortgage or investment. It is easier to make a decision when you have all the information. I would suggest that if someone is going to retire, then should do so before age 65 instead of 65. Conclusion. I have friends who are having a hard time finding the money to pay off their mortgage. A friend of mine is having a hard time finding the money to invest in his business. they have different they have very different motivations. My friend wants to pay off his mortgage because he has no other debt, no car payments, no student loans, no credit card bills. I have seen him go through $200 a month. He doesn't want to owe more than he can afford to pay off. My friend wants to invest in his business because he knows that it will eventually make him a lot of money, and that he should do everything possible to maximize his potential. When you think about it, there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think both of these decisions are great ones, but how do you boil down the decision making process? How do you know which is better for the financial future? The answer isn't obvious at first. Let me share some ideas with you. 1. Pay off your mortgage or invest in your business. After choosing between being debt free and having a great retirement, I find myself leaning towards 1. It's so much easier and less stressful to be debt free if you can afford it. It allows you to relax and enjoy life without worrying about paying bills or not paying bills because there aren't any. Paying off debt feels like giving up something important. You want all the benefits that come with having debt, but with none of the stress attached. You don't want to be burdened with an extra payment on your student loan when you know that one day tomorrow they will graduate and be able to pursue their dreams on their own without worrying of making too much money or missing out on something important as they get older. Plus, if there are if they are going through tough times financially, elderly parents or grandparents, wouldn't it make sense for them not to take out an extra payment on their student loans when they are trying so hard not to miss out on something valuable as they get older?